Hello and welcome to the Onside Kick. Ricky Widmer here along with David Oster.
Hey there.
And we're going to be talking about the BCS bowl games in this video for you. And the first one, Dave, I want to get into is the Orange Bowl.
Yeah.
You've got Northern Illinois, the MAC champion, versus Florida State, the ACC champion. In your mind, is NIU deserving? Should they be in this BCS bowl game?
It's a good question, and obviously it's been everywhere on like ESPN and whatnot.
It's the hottest topic.
It is. It is. As far as I'm concerned, yes. I think that they've gone through this entire season and played phenomenal football. Great quarterbacking. I mean, this guy's just amazing for him.
Lynch.
One loss, and it was by 1 point, right? I mean,
1 point to Iowa to open the season. That's your only loss all year.
That's
you
a strong.
Go on to beat Kent State in, what was it, double overtime?
Yeah.
In the MAC championship?
That is a strong case. And I think the fact that they were already ranked before this, and now they're down to 15 in the final BCS, I mean, give them some credit. They deserve to be there. Just because they're not a big-time school, don't take it away from them.
The way I describe NIU this year is they are this season's Boise State. And the reason why I say that is they're the bowl buster. We haven't seen a huge bowl buster since that Boise State team.
Yeah.
They get, I believe it was the Fiesta Bowl against Oklahoma. Boise State wins on the Statue of Liberty play.
Yeah.
And then after that, we hear nothing of Boise State. The only difference between NIU and that Boise State team is, and I'm thankful for it, I haven't heard one person say, oh, Northern Illinois should be in the championship. Thank God.
Yeah, Boise State obviously had like the full ramp-up year where they were noticed, and the next year when they just completely did great.
So is this NIU's noticed year?
I think it could be. I definitely think it could be, but they'd have to continue their winning ways in the next year in order to be, nationally recognized.
And Dave, to go from the state of Illinois, which we're in now, to go to the Big Ten Conference, where our school, Illinois, is in the Big Ten Conference. Well, the state of Illinois.
Yeah.
And you've got the Rose Bowl. Wisconsin, they get to the Big Ten title game against Nebraska because of sanctions against undefeated Ohio State. I have to throw in undefeated.
They would be playing for the national championship right now.
And then you have Penn State also at sanctions. Wisconsin beats Nebraska in a surprising game. I didn't see Nebraska losing.
No.
And now they have to play Pac-12 champion Stanford.
I mean, Stanford, obviously, stacked team. They've done great. Nobody expected them to do this good after.
I didn't expect them to be
after Harbaugh has left. So.
And Luck.
And Luck, yeah. You lose your two keys to the team.
And if I'm not mistaken, the quarterback that they started in the Pac-12 championship, I believe that was only his fourth career game or fourth career start.
Wow.
Young kid, too. Wow. Young kid.
They've done a great job this year. Can't have enough praise. And then Wisconsin, on the other hand, sliding into the spot because of sanctions. And I just got to think, I don't think they deserve this spot as much because, okay, look at it this way. Ohio State, perfect season, would be playing for national championship right now.
Well, if they would have beaten Nebraska. They would have.
They would have.
I'm just throwing it in there.
Too bad.
Devil's advocate.
Okay. And then you got Penn State, who nobody expected this. I mean, their coach was out there chasing after players, trying to keep them at the school at the beginning of the season.
One of them going big, Silas Red.
One went to USC and finished with the worst record. Ha. And, I mean, it's just like, wow. So both those teams can't be used this year for bowl games. So we end up with Wisconsin. Wisconsin was a all-right team the whole year. I didn't see anything to stand out, to be honest with you. But like you said, they beat Nebraska. Didn't expect it.
Well, here,
so I think they did okay.
Let me ask you this. This is Wisconsin's second appearance now in the Rose Bowl. Last year they lose to Oregon.
Yeah.
This season, it's a totally different team than Wisconsin. Last year's Wisconsin team, I would say, is better than this year's.
I would too.
What do you think in this game? Does Stanford blow them out?
I think blowout is not a term I would use. Stanford, though, they don't play blowout games. I'm sorry. It's just not in their style.
The Pac-12
I think they win
is
it.
as blowout as they get.
I think they win it, probably by 10. I mean, it's not going to be, like, the score might be closer than the actual game was. That's what I'm thinking on this one, because Stanford's going to manhandle them. I just see Stanford as a more physical team, and I think they're going to dominate the line of scrimmage.
And the last bowl game I kind of want to get out there, kind of off of my chest, because I'm very conflicted about the three teams I'm going to mention.
Okay.
The Sugar Bowl. You got Big East champion Louisville playing at-large Florida. And this isn't really me saying that neither of these teams should be in it, even though that's might how it sounds. I think the BCS is flawed. We all think the BCS is flawed. One team that got snubbed from a BCS game that should be in one is the Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah.
They only lose, they're the number 3 team in the nation. They lose by only 4 to Alabama, who is now in the national title game.
So they get bumped. They get bumped to 7.
Louisville gets into a BCS game because they won the Big East, where my opinions on the Big East is, I use the word pathetic. You have 2 ranked teams in your conference.
Yeah.
One is moving to the Big Ten. Louisville this year has lost to Syracuse and Connecticut. Their only 2 losses. Georgia has lost to Alabama and South Carolina.
Yeah, there's something to be said about strength of schedule.
And then also, Dave, me and you did some research before the video. We couldn't find anything, but I still want to throw it out there that I have heard that only one conference can only have 2 teams. So Alabama and Florida are in. That would leave Georgia out. If you could take either Louisville or Florida out of that game and put Georgia in, who would you take out and why?
See, I don't know if you can have, SEC versus SEC in the Sugar Bowl.
I would love it.
It would be kind of cool because
Rematch
they are the
of
better.
Earlier this season.
Well, that's the thing is they are the better teams here. Louisville is clearly not on the same level as Florida and Georgia, but because of the system we have right now, it's just not perfect.
I got a revised plan for you. This is what I do. Because Florida is an at-large team, Georgia NIU in the Sugar Bowl, Florida State in the Orange Bowl in Miami.
I do like that.
Another rematch, but it's basically the Battle of Florida Part 2 in Miami.
All right, that sounds better. How about this? How about a playoff system?
That's the golden. That's the golden.
You give me the top 8 teams.
You're putting it on a pedestal, Dave.
I know.
You're putting football on a pedestal.
One day we can hope. But top 8 teams right now: Notre Dame, Bama, Florida, Oregon, Kansas State, Stanford, Georgia, and LSU. I mean,
top 2 get a bye.
Could you imagine? Not one of those teams has stood out that far from the others. I think any team in that top 8 could be any other team.
The only team to me that kind of...
Kansas State?
No, not Kansas State. The only team that's at the top just because of prestige is Alabama. Give respect where respect is due. Defending national champion. You got to give the defending national champion their respect. But other than that, like you said...
I think any team in the top 8 could beat each other on neutral field, so... I think that's the ultimate goal. Somewhere down the line we might see it.
We can all hope. So. We can only hope. But that does it for this video. We're going to wrap it up. Make sure to check out our other videos on our channel, The Onside Kick. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/TheOnsideKick.